You're now watching a clip from the Inspired by show. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or listen on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure to head over there, leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, and follow the show.
But the thing that I love about your journey is that you have been very open to ask for help as well. What would you say to anyone who's listening that maybe is in a situation where they're struggling, whether that's abuse, whether that's, just disbelief in themselves or lacking confidence? What advice would you give to someone who's listening?
Always seek someone who can help you. If it's a personal thing and it's perhaps therapy that you might need or counselling, do some research, see who's recommended in your area or the type of situation you've been through that you need support with, and approach them. If it's business, look for a recognised and respected coach or a mentor. What I would say about that though is coaches and mentors can often be people who that's their business and they haven't actually had business experience themselves. So if you're in a business or it's business support that you need, a coach or a mentor, make sure it's someone not only who's regarded as a decent coach or a decent mentor, but who's had experience with the kind of, at least with business, preferably the kind of business you're in. So it's the same thing. It doesn't matter whether it's personal or business. Look for somebody who knows about the thing it is that you want to talk about. Do a bit of research, find out, ask others who've used that coach or that therapist, whatever it might be, but go and talk to them. Once you've decided, yes, that's the right coach for me or the right mentor for me or the right therapist for me, go and talk to them. If in the first 5 minutes you don't get a good vibe and you don't feel as if you could share everything, walk away.
What would you say to someone that's maybe not got that vibe in 5 minutes, but wants to give them a better chance or another shot?
I think if you're not feeling comfortable in 5 minutes, it's safer to walk away. One, you could waste your time, but if it's about therapy, for example, it could be much more damaging than that. So I think even though you might have done the research, you could simply have chosen the wrong person. On paper, they might look right. You can see business mentors and coaches have got all these accolades and awards and all of the it looks great on paper, but if they don't have the interpersonal skills, it's not going to work. You're not going to click. The same with any kind of therapy. If you don't feel that there's a bond, a connection there quite quickly, or you don't get the sense that it's going to grow, walk away from it and find another one.
Yeah, totally agree. Because if you don't feel it, like, trust your gut is always my vibe. And if ever I've invested in something, whether it's a therapist, I've had some terrible therapists, or coaches and mentors, business mentors and so on. If ever I've thought, do you know what, I'm just going to give them another chance, or, my gut, maybe it's wrong. It's never wrong.
Do you know what though? It's not about, you used the term there, trust your gut. I'm going to challenge you. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's about human evolution. I think it's about our natural instincts. We're hardwired from our evolutionary history to be concerned about risk and danger, to notice risk and danger. In the modern human race, we've kind of suppressed some of that, but those natural instincts are still there. They're deep within us. They're buried deep. But if they give us a message, you should damn well listen to it.
Yeah. I totally agree. Because that's the thing. A lot of us, we layer stories on top of that to ignore the truth. And deep down, if it's danger, we know it's danger, right? What would you recommend to someone that is looking at seeking support with their business? Obviously, you've had a lot of business experience. When did you start looking for business support? Did you do it right at the beginning of your journey?
I wish I had some business support right at the start. In 2006, I took over an organization that was already in existence, but it was technically bankrupt. I'd never run a business before, but I was bolshy enough to think I've done everything else that I set out to do. I can do this as well. And I wish I'd had support. I spent the first 6 or 7 years in that business being completely bankrupt. The business was completely technically bankrupt for 6 or 7 years. Month to month, I was looking at how am I going to pay staff? How am I going to meet the bills? How am I going to run the services? I hadn't got a clue what I was doing. But I didn't think about, even though it had all that therapy and help on a personal level, I didn't think that I should reach out and get some help on a professional level. I mean, how dumb was I back then? I mean, honestly, I thought I could do it on my own. And it took 7 years to start turning things around. But it was around year 6, year 7 that I also thought, hold on a minute. There's other people out there must be in the same position I am. They've never had a business before, or maybe struggling. Maybe the income isn't what they thought it was going to be, and they're struggling to meet their bills or whatever it is. There must be other people who either want help or want to collaborate and network. So yet again, maybe it's because I can't get on with people and the people I see day to day. I went off and started a new thing. I started, it's up in Greater Manchester called Bolton Together. It still exists. But I started this network of leaders of both social enterprise businesses and private companies to come together, particularly if they were new, to offer mutual support. I built that up, I think, at the time when I left in 2017, there were 40 different companies involved with that network. And I'd started it from scratch around, I think it was around 2011. I can't quite remember. But during that process, we started to talk about how we could support each other. And then we started to think, actually, there's professional business coaches out there. And at that point, it was almost like a bit of a light bulb moment. Duh, why did I not think of this before? Of course, it's then how you choose the right coach or mentor. And as I said a few minutes ago, do your research, make sure you've chosen the right one, and walk away if it doesn't feel right. I wish somebody had told me that, because I went through, I can't remember exactly, 3-4 different business coaches before I found one that felt right for me and that actually added value to what I was doing and helped me move forward. I didn't know how to choose a business coach back then. I didn't even know how to do the research. So when you get a good business coach or a business mentor, it can add so much value to your personal life, but also to your business. But I definitely made some mistakes in the first few that I chose. And I'm sure there's people listening to this. They're thinking, oh yeah, been there, done that.
Yep.
We've all been there. We've all done that. But it really is about asking other people who've worked with that mentor or that coach, checking out all of their profiles, look at what they've done in the past, look at whether they've got experience of your kind of business, or they're known for being skillful at the kind of thing you need support with. And if you don't get that, then don't use them. But I'd still go back to, even if you've done all of that research and you've checked them all out and it seems perfect, in the first 5 minutes, if it doesn't feel right, still walk away.